Right, all my kinetic athletes out there. It's Moral Scott here to take you through today's at-home workout. The stimulus for today, number one, trying to get some overhead strength work. Now, I understand a lot of people might not have access to a gym at home, might not have a lot of things in terms of equipment, but we're going to offer some suggestions there. Secondly, get you some running work in as well. Build a little bit of a baseline for your running style. So, how we're going to warm up for today. Have a few movements. We're going to go through 2 rounds of them. So 2 rounds, we got 5 different movements today. So you can take a screenshot of that. We'll go through the movement demos next. Starting off with a middle school PE class warm up, we have jumping jacks, trying to stay light on the toes, creating big movements with our arms. After that, we have some high knees, trying to bring my knees up as high to my chest as I can while staying light on the feet. After these high knees, we're going to have some butt kickers. Looks just like it sounds. For our arm circles, starting out with small movements, increasing the size of them. I also want to go forward and backward with these, 10 per side. The single arm press is something we're going to be doing in the warm-up and the workout. In the warm-up, not too worried about the tempo. Going for a lighter weight here. Again, you don't need to use a kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever you have in the house that might be able to be used. You know, maybe it's a can, maybe it's, you know, a sack of rice or something like that. Anything that has some resistance to it. Okay, up next, let's talk about the workout. First portion, we're going for overhead press with a tempo. Now, again, you might not have any equipment at home. You might not have access to a gym. Ideally, we'd be using something like a kettlebell or a dumbbell here. Alternatively, we can use what you have on hand. Maybe it's a sack of rice. Maybe it's a baby. Don't do that. Unless they consent, then it's fine. You could use bands as well. Now, if it is an object that is awkward to hold with both hands, I want you to use, that's awkward to hold with one hand. I want you to use both hands to handle the object. If it's something that you can just grip with one hand, I want you to be able to use that. During this part, we're also going to be introducing a tempo, so a 3-second on the descended portion of the lift. So as you're going from the top of the rep down, that's when I want you to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, in order to get a little bit more of that muscle breakdown and ultimately strength. Second part of today's workout, talking about the run. 4 by 400 meter repeats. And all that is European for run quarter mile 4 times. Okay? So you might not necessarily know exactly where 400 meters is outside, right? There's certain apps you can download to give you an idea of tracking that. So either 400 meters or a quarter mile is roughly where we're going to be trying to hit today. We're going to do that 4 times. Your first one is just to establish your pacing, just to kind of warm up your runs. Secondarily, that's when we're trying to get to closer maybe to a 95% effort on your second run. Third and fourth ones are going to be all-out efforts. The amount of rest, 3 to 4 minutes between each set, that is so you can completely recover going into your next one. So it shouldn't see a decline between your 4. We should be seeing something that's pretty consistent, you know, maybe with a 10-second difference or less between each one. Okay, so we'll go through the movement demos for both of these. Additionally, talk about some additional stretches you might want to do before you run. Just going over again the strict overhead press, going for a tempo now, so 3 seconds on the descending portion of the lift. Another thing to note is either number one, we can do the standing, keeping our belly and legs tight as we do it, or do it from a seated position so we don't have that tendency to help use our legs to help out on these. All right, and that was today's workout. Got any questions, feel free to leave a comment or email me at moral@kineticcorporatewellness.com.